Why does reassurance never feel like enough? At first it works. Someone says everything is fine. You're overthinking. There's nothing to worry about. And for a moment the tension drops. The body relaxes slightly. The mind feels lighter, but not for long. Minutes later, sometimes even seconds later, the feeling comes back. The doubt returns. The need for reassurance appears again, and this creates a confusing question. If reassurance works, why do we keep needing it? The answer is not weakness, and it's not a lack of logic, it's timing. Reassurance speaks to the conscious mind, but anxiety doesn't begin there. Anxiety begins earlier, before words, before reasoning, before awareness. The brain is constantly predicting. It doesn't wait for certainty. It looks for probability. What is likely to happen next? What is the possible risk here? And once that prediction is made, the body adjusts to it. Heart rate changes. Muscles tense. Attention narrows by the time reassurance arrives. The prediction has already shaped the response. This is why reassurance feels temporary. It interrupts the reaction, but it doesn't change the forecast. The brain hears the words, but it keeps the possibility open. What if they're wrong? What if something changes? What if this reassurance doesn't last? So the system stays alert. Not because it wants to suffer, but because it wants to prevent surprise. The brain prefers false alarms over missed threats. From its perspective, calm is only allowed when risk feels closed. Reassurance doesn't close risk. It delays it. This is especially true in relationships, when connection matters. The brain becomes more sensitive to instability, tone, timing, distance. Reassurance may explain the situation, but it doesn't eliminate uncertainty, and uncertainty is what the brain reacts to. This is why being told everything is fine often feels hollow, not because the words are meaningless, but because the prediction remains unchanged. The brain still sees multiple outcomes, and as long as loss is one of them, the nervous system stays partially activated. This creates a cycle. Anxiety leads to reassurance. Reassurance brings short relief. Relief fades. Anxiety returns, and each time the need feels stronger, not because reassurance is addictive, but because it never addressed the source. The source is not the situation, it's the expectation. Reassurance focuses on the present moment, but anxiety is about the future. The brain is not asking what is happening right now. It's asking what could happen next. And reassurance rarely answers that question convincingly. This is also why self-reassurance often fails. You can tell yourself, I'm safe, I'm okay, there's no reason to worry, and still feel unsettled, because the feeling isn't coming from thought. It's coming from prediction. The body is reacting to a scenario that hasn't happened yet, and logic arrives too, late to stop it by the time you try to calm yourself. The response is already active. This doesn't mean reassurance is useless. It means it's incomplete. Reassurance can quiet the mind, but it doesn't retrain the brain. The brain calms down not when it hears comfort, but when its predictions change, when uncertainty shrinks, when patterns shift, when the future feels less threatening. Until then, reassurance expires, not because it failed, but because it was never designed to last. This understanding changes the way reassurance is seen. Instead of asking, why do I need this again? The better question becomes, what is my brain still expecting? Often, it's not rejection. It's unpredictability. The brain can tolerate pain. What it struggles with is not knowing. So it keeps scanning, keeps checking, keeps seeking confirmation not for comfort, but for closure. And as long as closure is missing, reassurance will feel temporary. This is why real calm doesn't come from words alone. It comes when the brain no longer feels the need to stay ahead of the moment. When prediction softens, the body follows. Until then, reassurance will help, but only briefly. Because the brain isn't looking for comfort, it's looking for certainty. And certainty in an uncertain world is the hardest thing to provide.